The image tag is a inline tag element. The image tag always it will be positioned on the left side of the browser window and going on show it the other lines commands if the space is available in the right hand side. So it will not make a new line for each image tag. To demonstrate the image tag inline concept, I have ordered 5 images in the HTML code and I have made a CSS code with a body of 1000 px width. Now we will run this code in the browser and so it able to accommodate 3 pictures only in the entire width because 275 into 3 it comes around 825 pixels, so it will unable to accommodate the fourth picture in that gap, so it will automatically it will send that image to the next line and align to left. To accommodate all the image in the same line, here that image width I reduced to 150 px and ordered one more CS code margin left 40 px. Then you can save it and run it in the browser. You can see that the image is aligned in single line and also it will make some uniform gap. But the best way of doing image position, you have to always use division. With the division only you can manage all the content, whether it is a image or table or in the text content. You can easily position that content in any location of the your layout. Division will form one small section. That division with this ID we can control from CSS code to any parameters. I have modified the code. Here I ordered two division. One division having image and another division has a para. In the first division I have given a ID as a image section and the second division is a para one. And same way I have ordered width in the image tag as a width 400 px. And same way I have modified the CSS code also. Here I have ordered a body and its width is 1000 px and image section it is a float left and width is 30% and height will be 250 px. Same way the para one it will be a float left and the width is 60% and height will be 250 px. Also I have ordered a border for both the division section to show the area occupied by the division section. Now we will run this code in the browser. You can see this blue line is the image section division height and width, and this red border is a para 1 division height and width. You can see that the image is came out from the division area since we have specified the width as a 400 px. You can see how it will calculate. We specified in the CSS code our body width as a 1000 px and image section width is a 30%. It means 30 into 1000 is equal to 300 px only. This width will be 300 px only. But we mentioned image width as a 400 px, so that 100 px is came out from the division section. And the same way that aspect ratio of our image is 1782 is a height and 1980 is a width, so it is a 0.9%. So then image height it will automatically work out as a 400 into 0.9 as a 360 px. But we specified our height will be 250 px only for image section as well as this para section. So this 360 is more than the 250. So in the vertical also it is came out from the division sections. So whenever you specify the image width in the pixel, it will overrule the division size and it will show outside the division section. Now I have changed the image width in the percentage. I mentioned the width as a 100%. Then we will run that code. You can see that the image width will be exactly accommodated inside the our division sections. So please remember, whenever you specify the width in the pixel, it will overrule the division width. But same way, whenever you specify the width in the percentage, then it will calculate based on the division section overall width. Here see, we mentioned the image with say 100%, but this 100% means it should be around 1980 px, but it is not taking like that. It is calculating based on this 300 px. So it is accommodating this 1980 px inside the 300 px. But we are not mentioned any height. For that reason, it will working out this 300 into 0.9. It is a 270 px, whereas our height is only 250. So this 70 px is came out from the vertical height. Please remember, always if you mention the image width as a percentage, it will work out based on its division section width. Now I have changed the image tag. Now I have removed the width attribute from the image tag and added the height attribute. And for the height, I have mentioned 100%. Then you will run it this in the browser window. You can see now the height is exactly accommodated in the division section, because we mentioned this image height will be 100%. It will occupy the entire height of the division section. And that aspect ratio between height and width, it is 1.11 times higher than the height side. So that image width will be our height of this 250 px into 1.11, then it is a 277 px only. So our image width will be reduced to 277 px, and around 23 px gap is formed in the division sections. CSS box model. CSS box model is used to wrap the HTML element, and we can create a margin, borders, padding around the HTML element. Okay, here this is the content, that is maybe it's an image or a text element. It having some specific width and height. So around that content, if any space is left, that space is called the padding. The padding may be, it be padding right, padding bottom, top, left, and like that. Then after the padding, that green color, this is the border. The border maybe it is 1 px width or 2 px width, like that. We can specify any size of the border width. Then after that border, that is called the margin. That margin also, it having a margin left, right, bottom, and top, and around the margin will be the outline. So whenever you are specifying the division size, this outline is the our division size. Now we will see how we have to adjust our image inside the division. Here this blue border with white background is my division size. It is a 400 px by 250 px, and inside the image will be 192 px width and 175 px height. To make that image as a center, then you have to mention the margin around that image in the CSS code. To mention that margin, I have calculated like that: 400 is my width minus 192 divided by 2, that is will come 104 px. Same way, height 250 minus 175 divided by 2, that is comes the 37 px at the top and bottom. The margin rules are, we can specify in the individual margins like left, right, top, like that. And another way, just you put a margin and you place the 4 values 20, 30, 20, 30, then it will take us the value as a top, right, bottom, left. Start from the top and clockwise direction, it will take right, bottom, left. If you specify 3 values, then also it will take a top, and second value it will take as a right and left. Right and left, it will keep the same value, then it go to the bottom. And if you specify the 2 value, then it will take top and bottom is the first value, and left and right is the second value. If you specify a single value, all side uniformly, it will make as the 20 px. Now we have ordered one CSS code as a image height is 70%, and margin will be 37.5 px, and this image section I have changed to the width is a 40%, and for para I changed the width to 50%. Now we will run it in the browser. You can see the division size in the blue border is 400 px, that is 40% into 1000 px of body, so it is maintained of 40 px, and height we specified as a 250 px. Same way image we specified as the 70%, so 70 into 250 it is a 175 px height, and with that ratio into 1.1 it will come to the 192 pixel of the width. Here I have mentioned the CSS code is a margins 37.5 px, this is the top and bottom, and 104 px it is the left and right side. So this margin is used, so that images came to the center of the division head. And now same way, instead of margin I have changed the padding. You can see same image is centered, but you can notice the difference. Previously this red border is around that image. Now the red border gone to the border of the division head, because you already we seen in the box model padding is in between the element and border, that is the padding, and margin is in between outline of the division and border. Now I have changed one more concept. Here I make the my image as a one block, so display as a block, then I put a margin auto. You can see whenever you specify the display in block, it will align the image in the horizontal line only. So then you put a margin auto, it will consider only left and right margin, and here the block is aligned in horizontally, and left and right hand side it will left the uniform space because of margin auto code. Now again I changed the code in the image tag. Here now I used the float right, and I mentioned the margin right to 15 px. Here you can see that image is floated to the right hand side because of float right, and it left some 15 px space in between your division border to this image border. So this is the float functions. With the float you can mention it right or left, and putting this margin whether it is a top or right or bottom, then you can position your image according to your requirement. Now again I change my code to explain another concept. Here I have mentioned only that image height only 70%, and all other centering of this image I have written in the division section. Here I have ordered one is a display flex, and another is a justify content in center, and align item as a center. These three elements I have ordered in the image section division. This display flex will treat that image in the float condition, and justify content center will center that image in the horizontal direction, and align items in center, it will align the image in the vertical directions. Now you see it, that image is formed in the center of the our division. Now we will see the next concept, CSS position. CSS position is used to position any object or element in the page layout. So your element will be based on your attributes value of left, right or top, bottom, it will be positioned in the browser window. This CSS position we can classify into 5 types. One is a static. Element will position in normal flow page, there is no special, without any coding, whatever way the element is located, this is the static. And relative, whenever the image is positioned in the static, if you put a relative with some left or right attributes, then from that static position it will slightly move to the other position, but it will not affect the other consecutive code elements. And fixed element is position the element in the particular location, and whenever you scroll your entire page also, that element will be positioned the same location. Absolute element will position absolutely to its first positioned parent. If the parent is not there, then it will be position based on the body of the page. Sticky. This element will be positioned based on the user scroll positions. It will act as a relative and fixed. Now here we will explain about the CSS position. Here I have ordered a division for each image and I given ID D1, D2, D3 like that up to D5, and I have moved the cat image to the in between two paragraphs here, and same way I have written CSS code for D1, D2 and D5, and I have written an identical CSS code for all divisions. It will be float left and the width will be 150 px and border will be different colors. Here you see the image is all left aligned and it will be showing in the inline. Now I have ordered some position to the image 1. Here you see this position 1 is a relative type and left side it has to leave 75 px and from top it has to leave 100 px. So now we will run it this image. Now you can see the original position of this cow image will be here only. Here our code is you can see this is a relative and left side 75 px and top is 100 px. So the image is moved from its original position left side by 75 px and from top it is moved to 100 px. I not ordered any CSS code for our D2 image and I have ordered another position in the D3 image. Here you can see I have made the position is absolute and from left side it's a 200 pixel and from top is a 200 pixels. Now we will test it. Here this image is moved from its original place to this is a 200 pixel from left side and from top another 200 pixel it is moved from that is original place. And also you can notice the fourth image is moved to the third place. So previously in the relative no image will move to occupy that original place of first image, but here in the absolute automatically the fourth image will move to the third place. And here the position will be constant, that is a 200 px from top and 200 px from left. Now I am changing my window size. You can see that automatically the image will go like that. So always it will maintain 200 pixel from the left side and 200 pixel from right side. So like that absolute will maintain the constant position of the element in the browser window. Now again I ordered one more position in the D4 image. Here the position is fixed and I left 100 px in the right side and top 200 px. Now we will test it. You can see the dog is moved to the right hand side because here we mentioned it is a fixed one and from right it should be 600 px. That is means from right it should be 100 px and from top it should be 200 px. So for that reason the image is positioned here. Since it is mentioned as a fixed one, you can see that the image will automatically maintain the same position. If you scroll your page also, it will not move to the downward direction. Always it will maintain the same position in the browser window. Now I ordered another position in the image number 5. Here I mentioned the position is a sticky and it will maintain left hand side 100 px and from top it is a 100 px. Now again we will test it. Here you can see that the image is positioned 100 px from left hand side and it is always it will maintain the 100 px in the top. Suppose my page is in the top position and I am scrolling, this image also it is along this para it will move up and down. But once it is reached to the 100 px from the top, then you can see it will change as a fixed one. Then only the image will be stationary and all other content will be moved to the top. When you move the image by the position by relative or absolute, definitely we can't avoid the overlapping of images one to one. So while overlapping, you have to decide which image has to be fully visible to the screen and which image will go to the backside of the another image. For that reason, that overlap z index has to be used in the HTML code. As a default, that z index will be 0, then all the image will be maintained in the same layer. Whenever you put a -1, that image will go backside of the another image. We put a +1, then it will come front of the image. Now we will test it here. Now I am planning to move that image 1 as a relative position. It move left 100 px. So for that I provided a z index is a 1. We will run this code. You can see now that first image is moved towards right hand side and it will overlap the second image. Since I put a z index as a 1, image is showing above the second image. Now I will change it, the z is a -1, then you see that image is gone backside of the second image. Another parameter is opacity. Opacity means it will make that element as a transparent. This value will vary from 0 to 100%. To mention about the 100% means it is a, you have to put a value as a 1. Now I am here putting a transparency as a 0.5. Then we will run it. Now you can see that image 1 is overlapped to the image 2, but because of the opacity 0.5, it is made the transparency and it is and we can able to see the second image also slightly over the lapping area. So this is the opacity control. Now another change I have made, I have added one H3 heading element to showing the name of the Maria Sharapova image, and I have added one CSS code for the name tag. Here I mentioned this name as a position absolute and top is 180 px and left is 570 px. Now we will run in the browser. You can see exactly in the bottom corner of the image. Thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe my channel to grow and share more technical videos. Thank you once again and bye.